My name is Mateus Raimundo Boaventura, Mr. Benum, from Angola, Kwanza North.
Techniques how to teach grammar. There is a variety of techniques for presenting new grammar items. Below it is an overview of 9 of those most commonly used. Note that no one technique will necessarily prove better than another. So, the general rule when it comes to presenting grammatical rules is to combine a variety of techniques.
1. Direct explaining explicit approach. The teacher can explain a grammar rule directly using the student's mother tongue. This has the advantage of allowing students to contrast an item of grammar in English with an item of grammar in the student's own language. For example, the two languages might use past tense in different ways. On the other hand, some teachers believe that it's more effective to present and explain the grammar directly using English at all times. Certainly, in classes where the students already have learned some English, it's usually possible to build on what they already know to introduce a new grammar point. 2. Discovering the grammar. Implicit approach. Often, it's helpful to have students discover the grammar rather than telling them what it is. Do this by choosing a text which contains lots of examples of target grammar. For example, if the text includes regular verbs in the past simple form, example lived, traveled, moved, etc., ask the students to underline all the verbs in the past. Then ask them to say what they notice about the verbs, which will be that they all end in ed. 3. Using pictures or drawings. Illustrating grammar points. A quick sketch on the board can illustrate a grammar point very quickly. For example, a picture of a person dreaming a future ambition can be used to introduce be going to talk about future intentions. When Maria grows up, she is going to be a ballet dancer. 4. Drawing timelines. Teaching tenses. Timelines are useful for teaching grammar structures that refer to aspects of time. Timelines are a simple and visual way to clarify the action and events described in the sentence. They are often used by teachers for presenting the meaning of verb tense in English. A basic form of timeline shows a horizontal line with a point in the middle indicating now or the moment of speaking. Before that point is the past and after it is the future. Some teachers also write the word past and the future along the line. You can indicate single action with an X and a period of time with an arrow. Continuous action are often indicated with a waving line.
This is an example of timelines.
5. Asking concept-checking questions CCQ. Write a sentence on the board containing the grammar instruction. For example, this sentence uses the past simple. João left a escola de magistério número 29 Comandante Benedito in 2008. Next, ask the student concept question which check their understanding of when the action happened. So the teacher-student conversation would sound like this. Is João at the escola de magistério número 29 Comandante Benedito now? No. Was the action in the past? Yes. So, the letter T represents teacher and the letters SS represent students. Note that concept question should usually be designed to elicit the answer yes or no from the students because the aim is only to check their understanding. 6. Using tables showing the form. Tables are useful for showing the forms of grammar on the board. For example, this table shows the affirmative, negative, and interrogative form of the verbs in the present simple tense. You can refer to different features of the tense when introducing it, and the student can copy the table for future reference. Affirmative form: I live in Benguela. Negative form: I don't live in Benguela. Interrogative form: do I live in Benguela? Affirmative form: you live in Wambu. Negative form: you don't live in Wambu. Interrogative form: do you live in Wambu? Affirmative form: she lives in Karianga. Negative form: she does not live in Karianga. Interrogative form: does she live in Karianga? Affirmative form: they live in Kamudai. Negative form: they don't live in Kamudai. Interrogative form: do they live in Kamudai? 7. Using objects presenting the meaning. Sometimes using objects can work as quickly as anything to present the meaning. For example, if you want to present the comparative form is bigger than, the simplest way is to find two objects and contrast them. Alternatively, ask two students to stand up and compare their height to produce a sentence like Honey is taller than Tom. Write the sentence on the board and underline the comparative form so the students notice the construction. Similarly, if you teach preposition in, on, under, next, to, etc., use the selection of objects in different positions from each other in very effective starting point, using objects presenting the meaning. 1. The ball is on the lorry. 2. The ball is in the lorry. 3. The ball is under the lorry. 8. Contrasting structures showing the difference in meaning. With higher level grammar, it's useful to ask students to contrast two grammar structures which are similar in certain way but which have an important difference in meaning. For example, these two sentences contrast two different meanings of the present perfect tense. A. He has been to London. B. He has gone to London. A teacher could ask the student to compare these two sentences and say what the difference in meaning is. Answer A means he went to London and returned back, where B means he went to London and he is still there. This is similar to the preview technique because you give students two sentences but one sentence has a mistake related to grammar. You write them on the board and get students to say which they think it has the mistake and why. For example, I've lived here since 3 years. I've lived here for 3 years.
9. Choosing the correct sentence, correcting common grammatical mistakes.
Students discuss the sentence in pairs. Sentence A is wrong because we use since to refer to a fixed point in time. Example, March 1989, etc. Where we use for to describe duration of time. And so I hope these techniques should be helpful for your next student's lessons. Always, Mateus Raimundo Boaventura, Mr. Benon from Kwanza Norte.